but ultimately, I'm a
This is
mystery.
just a
I don't.
Zen game, Heron. I mean, you know what Alan Watts says when he goes to the Zen priest and he says, tell me about the meaning of life. And he says, it's a chicken. He says, no, that's not right. He goes, gobble, 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 gook, gook, gook. Like, it's just to be spontaneous. I mean, that's the only reason I'm here. To be fun and, have some fun with you.
Ah, well, I'm glad you're having. I find this somewhat frustrating. Yeah, all this language stuff doesn't work well with me. Um,
I mean, I'm drinking red wine. I'm smoking cannabis, so I may be much more, frivolous or, you know,
well,
pointless,
whatever.
I suppose.
Yeah. It's just like I say, all this philosophical, metaphysical talk bores the shit out of me. Really, um, I just have no interest in those kinds of conversations anymore.
Well, the value of those conversations is that it gets you back into the now, meaning that I have forced you to get back to the material world now because
You don't
that's
have
all
to get
important.
back to the now. There's no getting back to the now because you cannot escape the now. Even if you think you're in the future or the past, you're doing it now. There isn't anything but now. You cannot escape now. You can think you escape now, but you're wrong.
Well, the Shin Shin Ming says there's no past, there's no future, and there's no now.
Again, there's plenty of words out there. There are millions of words that people have spoken. So what? You know?
Well, nature mirrors the esoteric philosophy. Like a bee, for
Oh,
example.
really? I would think that esoteric philosophy mirrors nature.
Yes, yes, 100%.
And again, I just don't give a shit. This whole conversation is just totally. Again, I have one point in my work these days, and it's to assist people, as I would say it, to break the identification with the voice in their head. That's the only purpose of my work these days, to set up a situation where I can assist people to realize that the voice in their head is just their language machine. It's not something I am doing.
But it's more than that because it's not just the voice in the head. I don't like the way you put it when you say that. I got to tell you. I think that's off-putting in my opinion because
Okay.
the Tao Te Ching says, the Tao is the word, and the Bible says in the beginning was the word. So it is believed that God is the word, meaning that God is floating and circulating through words, and there's not much more than that. So when you say it's just a word or it's a thought in your head, it's much more than just a thought in the head. It's God itself. It is the mind of the universe thinking. You are that
Okay.
mind. That's my opinion.
Okay.
So, I
All right.
mean,
I got it. Yeah. I don't see that as a contradiction to what I just said. I think they're different maps for the same territory.
yeah, I know. I see. That's why I agree with you, but that's why I say I think it still sounds to me like I think you need to like flower it more. It's just too abrasive, like because it's good news. So like it has to be reframed positively, like a gospel.
No, well, listen. You frame it. Listen. You do your work. I'll do my work.
I'm just a bee. I'm just a bee, and I'm a bug. I'm a fly.
Well, I don't know what my true deep nature is. I am a mystery. Language simply fails to capture whatever the fuck I is. And I'm comfortable with that. I mean, for years I was trying to figure out some way to say and, capture it all in some language. I don't think that's possible anymore.
I mean, you can do mantra meditation. That's the best way to do it. You could just do Om. You could
Well,
do,
and
mantras.
that's what I've done. That was my form for. Listen, I was a big time meditator for decades, and it was an important part of my life. That was absolutely essential in whatever it is I have become. Yeah, meditation and mantra in particular, because mantras shut down the language machine. That's the sole purpose of it, as far as I'm concerned. If your mouth is busy saying "Uja